In it there is neither a knower nor a doer, neither inertness nor experiencer, neither void nor substance. Life and death, truth and falsity, good and evil, all these are of one substance, like waves in the ocean. The division between the seer, subject, and the seen, object, is fanciful. It's notional. Of course, we don't apply this kind of thing to our ordinary life. We have to use notions to communicate. We have to use notions to organize our society. We use notions to use technology, to develop and use technology. We use notions to run our economic systems. So all these notions have their uses, but the point is they are all notional, and we're interested in the reality underlying these notions. So we engage with notions, but we don't lose ourselves in them. This is the point. However much one may try, the cause for this creation is not found. That which shines without reason or cause is surely non-existent, except as an illusion. It exists as itself, and it shines because it is it, without creator-creation relationship. So there's no reason. Everything is as it is. Rama asked, one sees that the whole tree is hidden in the banyan seed. Why should we not accept that even so is the world hidden in Brahman? The banyan seed gives rise to this extraordinary phenomenon of the banyan tree. It's a single tree which, as it grows, it drops creepers from its branches which take root into the ground, and these become trunks for new trees which give off new branches, new creepers and new branches and new trunks. So you get a whole forest which is essentially a single tree. And the simile here is that this is how the world is. There's a single seed which gives rise to the whole world, the whole universe. This simile is often used, but Rama's asking why we shouldn't accept this simile. Why shouldn't we accept that the world is hidden in consciousness, just as this seed contains a whole banyan tree? Vasishta replied, where such a seed exists, and where cooperating causes exist too, there is the possibility of a creation. When all the elements are dissolved during cosmic dissolution, where is the seed form, and where are the cooperating causes? The cosmic dissolution here really has to be understood as the realization of the nature of our own awareness. This is when the dreamlike nature of our so-called reality becomes apparent. And from this perspective, there is no seed, there is no external world. There's the world appearance, but it exists like a dream. We have this assumption that somehow the natural state of things is nothing. We've got these images of our planet existing in outer space. Outer space has got lots of stars in it, but mainly it's a huge black vacuum. Is this not the image that we have? And that somehow all these stars and planets and galaxies and whatever appeared out of that black nothing. But that's an assumption. That's a story that we've been fed, in which we've taken on board as real. What is the reality? What is the reality as far as we can directly perceive? The reality is that there is always something going on. There is always something happening, even when we're asleep or we get caught up in dreams. Consciousness is always manifesting. There's a stream of creation going on. There's no reason for it. This is the bottom line. This is the bottom line. we think there has to be a reason for it. But I would say there has to be a reason for there being nothing. Why make this assumption that the universe started off from nothing? It's a complete prejudice. I think if you think there's going to be nothing, then you should explain why there should be nothing. It makes no sense whatsoever, does it, that the universe came out of nothing, although even the physicists are trying to explain that one. And then you hear stories that actually there's all sorts of things going on at a quantum level. But then you have to say, well, how can that be described as nothing? There's a huge something going on. And if you believe that originally there was nothing, well then the burden of proof is on you, not why something came from nothing. I mean, that's a ridiculous assumption. There's a huge something going on, and it's always going on, always. This is the infinite creativity within which we find ourselves. And we're at pains to deny it. We're at pains to ignore it. We're at pains to minimize the significance of it. We have so much trouble accepting this magnificent something, this miraculous something that is going on from moment to moment. We want to take refuge, we want to scurry from it and take refuge in our limited beliefs, whether they're religious beliefs, political beliefs, rational, scientific beliefs. This something is big. So, the cosmic dissolution, this is when we're in touch with this something, when we're embracing it, when we're riding with it, when we're not trying to explain it, when we acknowledge it fully, or as fully as possible. In it there is no cause, there is no seed form, there are no cooperating causes, it's all just happening. And the infinite, indivisible consciousness alone is the truth. There is no scope for the existence even of the subatomic particle, much less the seed for this creation. Whatever is the Supreme Being, that itself is this universe. But that Supreme Being is not something out there. That Supreme Being is just a way of describing the infinite variety of the something that is happening right here and right now. Whatever is the Supreme Being, that itself is this universe. The one infinite consciousness conceives of itself as the false in the false. These are our limited notions, our concepts. And as pure consciousness in pure consciousness. This is the realization. Just as space exists in space, all this exists in Brahman. It's Brahman existing in Brahman. It's consciousness existing in consciousness. We embrace it all. Rather than thinking about it, embrace it. Go beyond our limited notions. Go beyond our beliefs, our prejudices, and accept the infinite something that is happening right now.